Welcome back to Boomer and Gio on the Fan, across the country on CBS Sports Network. Here he is, a brand new New York Jets offensive guard, Kelechi Osemele. Kelechi, welcome to New York. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good. I can't complain. Thanks for having me.
Well, I'm trying to get into your mind when you get traded, right? So you go through your career. You get drafted second round, all right? You win a Super Bowl that first year. You moved around the line with the Baltimore Ravens. You sign a huge deal with the Raiders, right?
Yeah.
And then you're thinking, this is it. I'm going to be here with the Oakland Raiders for a while, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you get traded to the Jets. Now, It's an exciting team. It's building up. It's a big city. But did you think, like, whoa, hold on a second. I know it's a new regime, but a couple of years ago, I was the man here. And now all of a sudden, you're shipping me across the country like I'm nothing. How'd you take that?
Definitely was shock at first, for sure. I kind of saw it coming because they were shipping out a lot of veteran players, but definitely when it still happens to you, it's different when it actually happens, right? Everybody says
it kind of hurts a little bit.
Yeah, it does. Like, man, you give up a lot. Just like the same way it hurt to not have the Ravens keep me. It's the same feeling. Everybody's kind of prideful. You have to have a chip on your shoulder in this business.
I think the Ravens, though, they couldn't afford you. You became a free agent, and the Raiders paid you big money. And now that was the Jack Del Rio squad, right? That was your initial coach there with Mike Tice as your offensive line coach, right?
Yeah, man. Mike Tice, he's the man, dude.
Did you buy any Super Bowl tickets off him or no?
He probably doesn't know that story. Do you know where Mike Tice
sneak this.
Yes, you know where Mike Tice went to college?
He went to Maryland, didn't he?
That's right.
University of Maryland.
You know what position he played?
Played tight end.
No, he played quarterback in college.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you know who the quarterback after
NFL.
Mike Tice in Maryland was?
Was it you?
Yes. Just checking to see if you do your stuff.
You just passed Boomer Jeopardy. Very good. Very good.
You did.
Awesome.
So anyway, John Gruden comes in, and what was it like playing for him?
It was cool. He was high energy, like he was a passionate guy.
Wait a second. Stop. That's what you did when you started answering that question.
I mean, he hadn't been, he coaching in the NFL for a really long time, obviously. So there was like some adjustments that he's still gonna have to, kind of learn as far as like how to take care of players, especially veteran players and stuff like that.
But he's basically the guy who traded you, so you don't have any love for him right now, right? Is that the way you feel?
I don't feel like that, man. It's business, bro. Like it's whatever. Like in the moment, yeah, you're upset in the moment, but like it's business at the end of the day.
But I think you're coming to a hot new team, though.
Yeah,
like when you got to the Jets facility, were you blown away?
Wow, yeah, like night and day different. The meals are obviously a lot better.
I mean, people don't realize, Oakland's moving obviously to Vegas, and they're putting a lot of money into the team out there in terms of their facilities and everything else. You come to the Jets, you got this brand new facility, you got a great new young quarterback, a new coach, a whole new vibrancy around the Jets. So I would think walking in there, you got to be pretty excited.
Yeah, man, especially working with Justice Gallic. That's probably like the most exciting thing. I'm kind of a meathead. I love to work out, and this guy is like a genius, man. I haven't worked with a strength coach that good since the Joe Gomes days.
Wow,
really?
It's hard to replace that guy, but he's up there, man. So I'm really excited about what we're doing. It's going to be good. He's getting us right. Guys are going to be strong, explosive, durable. I'm really excited about what we're doing with this program here, man. It's going to be really good.
Talking to Kelechi Osemele, Jets guard acquired in the offseason in a trade with the Oakland Raiders. So you're on the team. Adam Gase is the head coach. Did you see that Adam Gase press conference with the eyes? Did you see that whole thing or no?
Nah, I totally missed that.
Wow. Okay. Well, he had these eyes were going crazy, and then there's a lot of people that were on the team saying this coach that we have is nuts. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to say, all right, the Adam Gase that you met, as opposed to the Adam Gase at that press conference that was very, very awkward and crazy looking. Who's the Adam Gase head coach that you know early in this process?
He's nuts about football, man. We've only been through probably 3 installs. There's like 14, man. There's probably 30 ways to call the same play. Extremely detailed. I love some of the terminology and the code words that we're using. He's just passionate about what he does, man. And anybody that's like that, that's like kind of, in their own world is going to seem off to other people, right? You're just kind of passionate about what you're passionate about. People don't know about it. You see him on TV, but he's awesome, man. I remember he walked in and was kind of like, yeah, man, you're the guy that got like 3 of our D linemen kicked out the Miami game, man.
Wait a second. Just be careful. It's a very funny story, but just watch the language.
Oh, okay, my bad.
That's right. You're passionate too. Right. I get it. It's all right.
So we'll make sure the listeners know. So Adam Gase said that you're the guy that got a couple of my Miami players kicked out of a game, right?
Yeah.
Because why? Why did you get him kicked out?
I'm a passionate player, as you said.
Yeah.
Kind of, I toe the line a little bit, and it kind of goes there. So.
All right.
Oh, you're going to fit in perfectly with Greg Williams and everybody else. This is so. What was it like on the? I know it's not really practice, it's not pads and all that other stuff, but we heard there was a lot of screaming and yelling on the field.
Yeah, I got a little turned up. The defensive guys trying to prove themselves to the new coach and all that. Gase had to step in and kind of back that down, but there was a couple of hands around a couple of necks a couple of times, and that's good. We have a young, very, very competitive team, and that's good. We'll just see how competitive they are when the pads come on.
So you got a young quarterback in Sam Darnold. He's got his rookie season under his belt. Now, the Sam that we have got to know early on is a quiet guy, right? That's what he seems like. Mm-hmm. So how do you, as a veteran in the NFL, you're coming over, you're a new guy. I'm sure you're going to be looked at to lead, though. How do you deal with Sam Darnold, the second year quiet quarterback? Do you give him advice? How does that relationship work?
He's already starting to take control a little bit. He's already starting to call things up and break huddles and stuff like that. So I think he's aware of that position as a young guy, like having to kind of step up and be a leader. But the conversations we have are pretty chill. They're about football or about hanging out. We went to a dinner and grabbed some drinks and stuff like that. He's a confident guy. He's a quiet guy, but he's young, but he's fine. I don't think he's a guy that you have to really hold his hand.
Did he pay for the
walked
dinner?
Up to me and was literally like, "Hey, man, can take care of the A and B gaps, and I got it. Take
Nice.
care. I got
I like
it. You know
it.
what I mean?
That's good.
He's a confident guy. I don't think he's a guy that needs to.
Did he pay for the dinner?
No.
Well, you're making plenty of money. He's making plenty of money.
Hold on, but you just went through that whole thing
I
about
know,
how the
but
quarterback
he's making plenty of money.
Okay,
Yeah,
you said
yeah,
Sam
yeah.
Darnold's making plenty of money. I'm just going off of your opinion. You said the quarterback's got to take care of his offensive lineman. He's got to step up and do that.
He's young, man.
That's what I'm
we're
saying.
not
He
at that
needs
point,
to
and honestly, you got to win some games. We got to win some games for us to be looking at him take care of us.
Okay.
So
I like it. The fact that you're hanging out with him and all that other stuff, that's good. You got to perpetuate those relationships. So you play with Joe Flacco, you play with Derek Carr.
yeah,
Different personalities. I think
Very
Joe's kind of a quiet guy, but so is Derek.
Exactly.
Isn't Derek quiet as well?
no way. Derek is a people person. Derek can talk to anybody.
Okay.
And I would say Darnold is the same way. I would say Darnold is more similar to Derek than he is to Joe.
And what about the relationship between John Gruden and Derek Carr? What was that like?
I was definitely slightly frayed for sure. They definitely butt heads a little bit, and Derek kind of bit his tongue a lot. And, he's a yes, sir kind of guy. He's a very disciplined guy, but you could see it, there was definitely some requests that were, they were Gruden requests. And so he handled it as good as you possibly can. He handled it really well.
Talking to Kelechi Osemele, Jets guard on the Fan, Boomer and Gio, also CBS Sports Network. All right, so sometimes I need a guy who's in the locker room to set me straight on stuff, right? So my perception of this Le'Veon Bell not showing up to the voluntary thing. Did you go to the voluntary thing?
Yes.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
So my perception is this, that this is a guy who skipped a year of football, and he sat out, said he loved football during this time, was just trying to set the market for running backs, and gets a bunch of money from the Jets that he earned prior to sitting out that year. And I, as an observer, wanted him to want to be there, even though it was voluntary in the CBA. And I thought that for certain guys, guys who've been around the league for 10, 12 years, their coaching staff hasn't changed. Maybe you want to skip the voluntary workout, whatever. But a guy who's just getting here, and took a year off, he should be there. Am I right? Am I right or wrong with that perception of Le'Veon Bell?
It's tough to say, man. Like you said, what you hit on, it is voluntary. But from what I've seen, he's been grinding, man. He's been working. I'm not concerned with him showing up out of shape or anything like that. But what do you? At running back, you protect and you run the ball. There's
Is it
what's
a
so
teammate
complicated?
thing, though? You know what I'm saying? You're with your new team. You weren't around for a year. I just wanted him to yearn to get back out on the field. For example, you go from Oakland to the Jets, new coaching staff. You probably got a chip on your shoulder because you got traded, right?
Yeah.
Now, shouldn't Le'Veon Bell have a chip on his shoulder after sitting out a year and the whole thing with the Steelers not giving a long-term deal? Why did you have to be a voluntary?
You have to, though, as a lineman, dude. It's camaraderie. It's consistency and all that. It's different. It's skill positions are a lot different than playing offensive line. You have to get that synchronicity or whatever. And It's just different.
There's
It's
a lot of
two
different. There's
positions.
a lot of communication that goes on at the offensive line, and also with you and the quarterbacks. But I would think, being a Baltimore Raven, you saw what it was like to play against Le'Veon Bell. You got to be pretty excited to be blocking for him, I would think.
Hell yeah, man! It's gonna be good to be on the other end of that. He definitely gave us some trouble, so it'll be exciting to be blocking for him now.
Is it like different running backs? Are you aware of who's in the game with you and the way that they run? Like, there are guys that are downhill, they make a cut and they go. Adrian Peterson, right downhill, boom, and I'm going.
Yeah.
Le'Veon Bell kind of like hesitates.
Yeah.
And he kind of tries to set up blocks.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen a running back really run like he does.
Yeah.
Does it make it a little difficult on you or no?
Nah, not really. I mean, honestly, like, you're not really thinking about that as a lineman. You're kind of just trying to destroy the dude in front of you. And
I mean,
as long as you're
Marshawn Lynch, he was a guy that was like downhill and let's go.
Yeah. But I mean, even Marshawn, even every now and then would set his runs up. But I mean, yeah, like, you're trying to kill the dude in front of you, man. Like, it doesn't really matter like what the back's doing behind you.
Yeah.
Like, as long as he eventually gets going and makes yards, that's all you care about.
Talking to Kelechi Osemele on the Fan. So, all right, you are a guy that seems very relaxed with us. Totally, it's the off season, but then you also admit that, on the field, I mean, you're a passionate player and you want to kill the guy in front of you.
Yeah.
Is it tough for you to go back and forth to the Kelechi that's talking to us now and the Kelechi that's killing the son of a bitch in front of him?
No, not at all, man. Not at all. It's like when you get hit in the mouth, it brings something else out of you. Like, I feel like any human that's just punched in the mouth is not going to be the same person that's calmly talking, right in front of you. It's a different game. It's not like I have to go out there and really turn it on or off, or you know what I mean? Like, it happens for you. Like, pregame warm-ups, when you get hit in the mouth and you got like those ammonia packets like in your nose, like, it's going to get you going. Like, but I mean, obviously, if I'm walking down the street, I'm not amped up like that all the time.
Are you a boxing fan or an MMA fan?
Neither.
Really?
I mean, I like both, but I can't tell you like the best fighters right now. Like, I definitely couldn't. I enjoy it, like, I've definitely cross-trained it, did some MMA, and I have so much respect for those guys. It's a crazy workout, but if it wasn't for John Bones, I wouldn't have even been watching. I was only watching because Arthur Jones was my teammate in Baltimore.
Okay.
So
yeah,
that was probably like why I started watching MMA, but I definitely couldn't tell you like who the top fighters are in each class.
Who's a better coach, John Harbaugh or John Gruden?
Oh, man. I mean, obviously got to go Harbaugh, man. Like,
like
he never, exactly. And he didn't have any time off, bro. Like, he was doing it. He's not, he wasn't on TV for, an extended amount of time or anything like that. He was doing it, so obviously he has an advantage. It's going to take Gruden a little bit of time to get back to where he was,
Toughest guy to block in your career so far?
Man, toughest guy to block. Aaron Darnold.
Yes.
Aaron Darnold easily. Definitely Aaron Darnold. Like,
I've never seen anything like I was at Pitt doing the sidelines for Pitt football in his junior and senior year. I'd never seen anything like it. I mean, you look down for a second, the guy was in the backfield. So, I mean, it's the quickness that's the thing with Aaron Donald, right? It's just so damn fast.
So the thing about it is, like, you go against quick guys, but it's like you don't really have to be anchored the same way or punch the same way or, like, be as strong with them. And with him, it's like you have to be worried about getting set and getting there fast and beating him to the punch, but then also he can transition the power like so well. Like,
how about a guy like Ndamukong Suh?
See, I'm a power guy,
right.
So like those are the type of dudes I want to play. Like I like those games. Those are fun. But a guy like Aaron, it's different. It's not like that because he has that power, but mainly he's trying to set up a rush. You know what I mean? Like, he's agile, he's explosive, and he can kind of set things up like a chess player a little bit. It's different.
Can you explain to my man Gio just like what it's like between you and the center and the other guard and the defensive tackles and just how nasty it gets in there?
It's hard to explain, man. Like, nothing really would explain it other than actually just doing it. Like, there's nothing really there's no words or explanation that I can give you other than to do it, and it's exciting. I guess I would explain it like the only thing adrenaline-wise I would compare it to, like, I jumped off this, like, free fall in New Zealand, and that feeling, like, the way that your heart's just racing and your blood's just kind of going, and that feeling, that's, like, the only thing I can really compare it to.
How many feet was the free fall?
It was like that's like 15 stories or something like that, 8.5
Was
second
it like a
free
bungee
fall.
cord?
Wow.
It was a canyon swing, so you know how bungees kind of like slow down as you go because there's tension on the rope. This one's just a free fall, like you just fall.
And you're 325 pounds, and you just felt like falling. And you trusted the thing that you were holding on to or that was holding on to you.
So I saw a retired couple do it, and there was two of them, and they were on a chair. So I figured if that could hold them, then it can hold one guy. So that kind of like.
Gotta stop doing that stuff now that you're with the Jets, man. You
No
can do
way,
that stuff.
I'm doing it again. Like I'm like legitimately like I feel like that's the way to like if you're gonna go like on a honeymoon or anything like that. If you want to really bond with somebody, make them jump off of something really high.
Wow! Just got to make sure that thing's tied.
Yeah.
And don't get pushed quickly. You're all healthy wise. Your back's good. Everything's fine. You feel great.
Yeah, feeling great. I need to put some weight on. Honestly, I'm like 307 right now, but I mean I dropped that weight to get back, knees, all that. So I'm feeling pretty good.
So how do you go about? Will you start eating like crazy now? Is that what happens to put some weight back on?
Right now, like I can't seem to like no matter what I eat. I don't know if it's because Justice is just working us like that or what it is, but it's kind of cool because I can literally just eat anything right now. I can probably eat like 10,000 calories and not put any weight on.
Jeez.
Like it's insane. We're working right now. Like it's insane, man. Like we're working really, really hard.
That's great to hear, and I'm sure Jet fans love that too. Expectations this year? I mean, you want to go out and what do you think when you're around this team now a little bit early? What are your expectations for the team?
I don't really like to like set expectations as far as the season before it actually gets going. I'm one of those like one day at a time, one game at a time type of players, but for sure, competition and work ethic is what I'm thinking. Is the most important. Like every team that I've ever played on was very, very competitive, even within the offensive line group or within their individual positions. And I think that's important. And then work ethic as well. Like just pushing yourself every single day. You should be sore walking out of the building. It should be hard to even pick up the phone to talk to your financial advisor. That's how hard you should be working, you know? So I feel like that once you have that, like everything else kind of takes care of itself.
Well, Kelechi, it was a pleasure having you in here. It's great to meet you, and hopefully we'll talk to you as the season goes on.
Take care of that quarterback, Kelechi. You know what I mean?
Will do.
All right,
Kelechi Osemele, New York Jets guard on the Fan.